Yo, what is up guys, it's me Eve again here playing Tokyo Ghoul Break the Chains. In today's video we're gonna talk about something new that I don't really talk about, and I thought that would be a really interesting idea to do something like an not really weekly but maybe every banner we're gonna do something like a meta report out there, just so like uh people have the info on who are the better characters, who are the better teams that currently are popular on each banner, as well as like who are the current meta contenders out there for basically each org. So we're gonna talk about all of the orgs, most of the popular teams, as well as most of the stronger teams out there for now that are taking that you will see probably in RTA variations, maybe even in some other PvP content as well. Let's start with the Aogiri. The first Aogiri team is going to be the CP advantage kind of mix of Aogiri that currently is popular as well on the higher ends, around like a 140 type of CP and higher. This is where the Ayato actually comes into the team, and I think this variation does work really well if you have the Gutzel for him, as well as if you have a very high CP. This team does show a really good impact, as well as good damage with help of Ayato being there as well, doing some single damage for the enemies with his passive, obviously, as well as debuffing with his uh, Gutzel that allows you to basically wipe teams really fast. So I think overall this is a really strong Aogi that is gonna be mostly. I don't think a lot of the lower level Aogi players do pick this team. Mostly it's very popular with the higher level who are like above 130 currently. They do run this type of team out there. So this one's the CP advantage Aogi. We have also the tanky Aogi that is also taking place in some of the PvP content. Looks pretty strong as well. They have the Arima in the backup over like Ayato here. This is just basically one of the variations of Aogiri. A lot of people do still play the Tatara or the green version. Jason over on the field, for example, and Ken in the backup. But this is also one of the more stronger versions, with the Arima taking the defense type of gameplay even on another level. This team is basically unkillable. It is extremely hard to kill them because this is like the buffs from Arima making their defense overboard, just like purely overboard, because this guy is definitely the best backup in currently in the game. There's no argue. The only one who could potentially be out there is Mado with 2 gut cells, but even then, I think Arima has also the potential to be much stronger than him, especially with him being a very versatile character that could like literally be slotted into any team and he's gonna work. And probably in current meta, you will see him everywhere. Like not only CCG, he's in Nanteku, he's in Aogiri, he's everywhere, and that shows why he is the basically the GOAT of current meta. The next one is gonna be CCG, the CCG CP advantage. Not really anything changed. The only change that we have seen is the Arima came into the team if you don't have the gut cells on the Maro again, and the red Juzo switched up for the red Arima since he came out, and this team is currently showing off a pretty decent results. I think overall is very strong. Definitely meta contender after we just got the Scorpion Juzo God Cell, so hopefully he's gonna boost it even stronger, and we'll see some action as well. Hopefully in future we're also gonna switch up the Amon. I think if Amon gets switched, this team could potentially be even more scarier, because Amon is the only one I think that draws this team kind of back, but unfortunately he's the only one who can actually do attack when your turn starts. Just basically a free passive for the green Arima, and because of that you just can't really switch him up for anyone else. But if there's going to be a character that could potentially do the same thing as Amon, I think he's definitely getting switched. But for now, Amon is going to stay, as well as he definitely has the guts on him as well. So because of that, you can't unfortunately switch him up. Another CCG team is going to be the tanky CCG. Obviously, the Rampage duo the Psy Arima, the Arima in the backup, and we have the new red Juzo on the field with them as well. Juzo did bring the so needed type of damage that this team was a little bit lacking compared to, like, with Green Arima, they it would drag on a little bit to like a second turn, but with red Juzo, this could even sometimes end in one turn. But usually it still takes around 2-3 turns to finish the game. If you're like facing someone who is like literally the same CPU as you, or like a little bit higher than you, and you don't start first, then it does take a few turns. But this team is still very strong, still very tanky, really hard to get through if they start first. Especially, you're basically no way to get through their shields unless they basically skipped a turn for you, and you're gonna be, then the Psy Arima also didn't use his skill as well. Then you might be able to get through their shields. So CCG overall looking very strong in current meta as well. I think the tanky CCG is better versus Aogiri. The CP advantage, CCG is better versus Anteiku a little bit. So like currently, I think overall they're looking very balanced, on more so on the good side. The Anteiku, on the other hand, got a little bit of a buff with the new Toka coming in. I think they're also quite well balanced. Maybe not to the like perfect stance where you would be like, yeah, Anteiku is like at the perfect place where it could be. I think it's still lacking a little bit. Maybe Can is gonna change that, because again, Can also has a really high like support buffs for like passives that buff the defense and survivability in general. So I think it could be a game changer before the Hide banner comes out and like destroys the whole meta, because Hide is definitely destroying that. And we'll see how it's gonna look like with the Can out. So this is the team with the old. This is kind of like an OG take, but with the new Toka in the backup. I think this overly has a much higher damage than, as well as survivability, and everything is much more higher end compared to the other team that I'm going to show you. But the problem with this team is still the same as it was with the OG Anteiku, is kind of drawing the all. If you draw the all on third turn, you're one-shotting. If you didn't draw the all, you're getting shit on probably by any other team in this list. Is gonna win versus you for sure. Again, because of that, it's not, sometimes could not be really consistent on auto. It is still fine, because again, you just need to draw ult, and then he gets a 3-star skill, and on third turn, even on auto, he is at least using 2 skills, maybe 3 if you get lucky and you don't have anyone else who is 3 stars as well. So this is the one of the teams out there, again, not really consistent, because the problem with all still exists, but it does show a good performance out there if you want to use something really nice in the RTA, as well as just in generally in PvP battles. The other variation of Anteiku is going to be the 4 Toka plus Arima variation. This one is also showing a really decent performance. They do need to start always first, otherwise I think there is no chance you like, maybe not no chance, but there's like a lower, like a very small chance that you're winning versus at least Aogiri. Versus CCG, they're actually showing like a pretty decent, much better at least performance rather than versus CCG. Sorry, rather than Aogiri, because in CCG tanky team, they're also pretty tanky. And they're actually doing very decent with this team versus them. And I would say overly Anteiku's, like overly all of the teams are doing really well in terms of balancing. But I think like Anteiku still lacks a little bit. I think Kaneki can definitely change that. But overall, I think it's pretty balanced between all of the teams now. Aogiri is stronger than Anteiku. Anteiku is like around 50-50 with CCG. CCG is stronger than Aogiri. So Anteiku is the only one who is like a little bit lacking. But Anteiku can win versus Aogiri if they start first. If they have a decent CP advantage over them, as well as overall they have more better builds on them compared to Aogiri, they definitely can win. But if Aogiri, you get some Aogiri that is starting first, as well as the Aogiri that is has a little bit better build than you're definitely losing, and most likely you don't have any chance versus a well made Aogiri out there for sure. But the Anteku, this variation Anteku, as well as the old variation Anteku, both have a good chances in current meta. So I would say overall Anteku is on a decent side, but they do need something that could make them go, a little bit beyond that point right now that we really, really want to see. At least I want to see in terms of Anteku meta. The last one, but not the least, is going to be obviously the no orc. No Gork, it doesn't have any other variations because this is just purely a Wales type of team. You have the Sen plus 3 Carnival characters and Arima in the backup. Again, Arima is currently everywhere. Again, best backup. And the 3 Carnival characters, the type of Anteku from Shu here, and the other just no Orc plus the Gutzel on Sen. It is performing well, I think. It's overly not like the craziest team out there, I think. Kuzen did like actually bring a lot of good use to the team overly. I think he's performing pretty well. But I think they also need Hide. Like once Hide comes in, and he's gonna definitely replace San in this team. And we'll see how it's gonna look like. I think Hide could potentially make No Orc even stronger and even more meta contender. But overall, I think No Orc performed well. They did show like from just how they're not really popular. Like most people don't even play it. Even Wales kind of go around it and don't really play it as well. But people who play it do have a decent CP. They do have decent builds on them, as well as they do win versus sometimes CCG or Aogiri. Again, it is a little bit more luck based because basically if you start first, you have a very good chances of winning. But if you don't start first, you kind of have a little bit of like a 50-50 out there versus Aogiri at least on the no org. But no org is looking very strong, and I think with Hide they could actually might be like a very like the best team out there. Again, we'll need to see how it's gonna look like, because if Kuzen can do like 2 attacks in a row, that could be very lethal, as well as the same goes for like Uta or even Shu out there, who can instantly get his stacks basically back after attacking again. So that would be interesting to see how the meta for no orc is going to evolve with the Hide out there for sure. Other than that, hopefully you liked the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what do you think about this idea of like making this as a series and doing this like after every banner. I don't think it would be like any point in doing this like a weekly stuff, because mostly Meta League doesn't shift any every week, because we have a banner for 2 weeks and Carnival gets like for 1 month. So I think it would be better if we do it like every 2 weeks once the new banner is out. We give it some time, and like around the mid of the next banner we do another one where I'm gonna showcase. I think it's also really helpful for those who are new to the Tokyo Ghoul Break the Chains, or like to TGA as well. Do just know what are the teams, what characters they are maybe interested on more in building, what are the more future-proof characters as well, if they're gonna be seeing that for a while. Like they've been seeing, for example, like say Psy Arima being out there for like since the beginning of the game, basically being in the meta. Maybe that's gonna like make them, okay, I should be investing him, he's like my first Carnival, I should invest in, and so on. So please be sure to put a comment, tell me what you think about this, as well as don't forget to like again and subscribe if you haven't. Join in on the Discord if you have any questions, or you just want to talk about Tokyo Ghoul. And also don't forget to tune in into streams. I do stream a decent amount of time, but sometimes I do have work, so I can't stream every day. But I always post notifications in the Discord there, so hopefully you will tune in and we'll talk about Tokyo Ghoul and just play together. Other than that, have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one.